depressed or so sad, but you got to keep things moving, and you're so depressed that you don't even have time to cry. That's how I feel right now. It's been a couple hours and I am on my way to pick up Amara because she has a doctor's appointment, and I asked the doctor to fill her prescription fill her prescription or write a new prescription or whatever. And the nurse asked me, is she doing good on the medication? And I told her like this. So I've expressed to the doctor before about how I feel like the medicine is not working. Sidebar, I still have not found whatever that thing was in my car. So I'm just a little paranoid. Anyway, I told her that it's not working. I told her about maybe a month total that it's not working. The last thing was I was going to try to be consistent in giving it to her every morning after breakfast, because we were like, okay, well maybe because it's not being given to her consistently, because I will forget. Like seriously, we will be rushing out of the house, so sometimes I will forget. But I've been consistent in giving it to her, and I just don't see it working. Personally, I told the doctor before, I don't think it's because I'm not giving it to her consistently. I just don't think it's working. I always say that I know the psychiatrist, I believe I'm saying that title right. I don't think it's what's the other? There's psychiatrist and psychologist. And I've said this before, we seen, whichever the correct title is, we seen them months and months ago before we put her on medication. We seen the specialist to determine if medication is needed. She did tell me that the medication is going to make her very moody. So I knew that, but I can understand the moodiness, but I still don't see it working for her at all. I don't see it calming down her hyperness. I don't see it calming down her behavior. I don't see any of that. In fact, the only thing I see that her mood and her behavior has increased. She's all like literally, she broke, I don't know what that thing is called, a needle or I don't know what it's called. Josiah's girlfriend gave her this little squishy thing yesterday, and Amara somehow broke it. She literally woke up this morning with an attitude. I mean, when I say woke up, I hit her on the butt to, wake up. Say, hey, Amara, get up, good morning. She rolled over with an attitude, mouth just all scrunched up, and I'm like, girl, you already starting off the day with an attitude? And she was so emotional the other day. Josiah took her to the pool. He was going to take her to ride her scooter, but I had left to go pick up the car, and I left my garage key, so they couldn't get in the garage. So he opted to take her to the pool. She always talked about going to the pool, so she went to the pool. She was fine, but then when she found out Josiah's girlfriend was coming over there to go to the pool, she felt some type of way. Because Josiah didn't get in the pool with her. He wanted to wait till his girlfriend got there. So Josiah went to the pool, took Amara out there for about an hour. He was watching her, and then they came back home, and his girlfriend came over like maybe an hour or so later, and then he went in the pool and actually got in the pool with his girlfriend. Obviously Amara didn't like that. Oh, he doesn't like me, he didn't want to swim with me. He's emotional all day, every day. I mean, it's exhausting. So I told the doctor, while I requested to have her medication filled, I said, hey, it's not working. It's not working. I don't see no difference. It's not working. So fast forward to right now, the doctor wanted to see us to talk about it. I was saying all of that to say my initial statement about being depressed that you don't even have the moment to cry is because I totally forgot when you go to the doctor, you have to pay an office fee. And my doctor, her doctor, my doctor, it's like $100 and something odd after insurance. That may not be a lot to a lot of people, you know, but when you don't have it, or when you're trying to save money for something else, and now you have to dip into that money, I completely forgot. Otherwise, usually I try to schedule appointments when I have the funds, because I know I have to pay an office fee. But she only has like 2 pills left, so she needs her medication. So I need to take this appointment, but I'm like, damn, now I gotta dip into the money I've been saving. So yeah, I say all that to say, it's just like I just been on the go. I was like, I want to cry and let it out, but for what? You know, for what? It's not gonna change anything. For what? We're waiting for the doctor. Okay, look. So I thought I was doing this little style for Mara's hair turn, and the braid itself is cute. Mean. I'm not being mean. It just didn't turn out the way that I thought. I'm not laughing at you.
You were laughing yesterday.
I was never laughing at you.
Yes, you were. Yesterday you were.
Mara, I didn't laugh at you. Yes. It just didn't turn out the way that I thought. So I think I'm going to put beads on the end instead, because her hair is not long enough to have that curl look in the back. I put flexi rods in it, and it didn't turn out. But the braiding itself is neat. Turn around. Can they see your hair? Turn around. My part's a little crooked. I'm still working on it, okay? But I'm going to put some beads on it and make it a little better. Say hi to the people. Stop. You don't want to say hi to the people, to your friends?
Hello.
You want to treat them like that?
Hello.
Why are we at the doctor? Do you know?
Hello.
Do you know why we're at the doctor?
Yeah.
Why?
My medicine.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Don't be all in their face. Don't put your breath all in their face.
Hello.
Okay, first of all, this is all you're going to see, okay? Because if I turn the camera and show you the full face of what's going on, you're going to be scared. Second of all, just wanted to update you guys on us coming back from Amara's doctor appointment. We decided to take her off the medication to see how she reacts. I explained to the doctor that she has been very, very moody and emotional. So much so it has definitely increased since before she was on the medication. So we're going to take her off to see if that was the issue. If the medication was making her overly emotional. Yeah. This is what she do all day. She's in there cleaning her room, by the way. So we're taking her off, and also they sent over referral to a place for speech therapy and occupational therapy. I forgot to mention that to you guys, but they sent it a couple of weeks ago. Well, the first time they sent it about 2 weeks ago, and the place said they never got it. Her doctor office sent it again last week. They said they still never got it. So we're trying to get the referral over to them. And the doctor said that speech therapy and occupational therapy could definitely help her. So I'm going to try that mixed with taking her off the medication. Maybe the speech therapy will allow her to express herself more clearly. So I just really, and Amara says this a lot too. She really wants to get back into ABA therapy, and I want to get her back in ABA therapy. That was one of the reasons why they wrote the referral for the speech therapy and the occupational therapy, because at least if we couldn't get her back in ABA, we can try to get her some of those assistance. So I don't know. It's just, I'm still, even though she's been diagnosed for some years now, it's still, I still feel new to this, in the fact that like medications aren't working, and her doctor says she wants to also have her speak to a psychologist. No, I see, there I go getting it mixed again. She gave me a place, a couple of places to call. Did she say psychologist or I think it's a psychiatrist. She said with her behavior and the little survey that I filled out regarding her behavior, she thinks I need to speak to a psychiatrist. So it's just kind of, it's still kind of, I don't know the best word to describe at the moment, but it still feels new, because I'm like, my little girl, she's only 7, and I am now having to speak to all of these specialists for her. And it makes me feel like, is there a bigger issue? Is it, I asked the doctor, I said, could it be her diet as far as the things that she's eating? Is certain foods increasing her autism and ADHD? I don't know. It's kind of like, oh God, okay, is this becoming a bigger issue than what I thought? So yeah, I don't know. I need to speak to my therapist. I am feeling really overwhelmed today. I'm sorry y'all looking at the ceiling, but you will not look at this face right now, especially with nothing on my head. Okay, look at this. Ooh, my gray hair is growing back in. Anyway, I need to speak to my therapist. I was supposed to have a session today at 1:00, but I canceled it because I just wasn't in the mood. And then later on, I just started to feel overwhelmed with that, plus having to mentally get myself prepared to go back to work, which I really do not want to do. I am just feeling like I'm going to crash out. I want to cry, but the tears are not coming out, right? And I'm like, okay, this is the time for me to speak to my therapist, right? If I feel like I'm going to crash out, I feel like I'm just going to have a breakdown. This is what therapy is for. So I don't know if I'm going to have a session today. Because I told my therapist I wanted to reschedule it for next week. But then I texted her and said, hey, sorry. I apologize for canceling, but I actually do need to talk. And I was trying to see if she had something this evening. So I don't know, but I'm trying to hold it together. But I feel like a big failure right now. I do, I'll be honest. Not with my daughter, but it's just like there's so many things that I need to get done for myself and my kids. But my mental and this depression just will not let me be productive to fix my life. And I hate it. There's so many things I want to do that I need to do, and I say this all the time, but I don't have the energy to get up. I don't have the energy or the capacity in my mental headspace to put whatever problems I have aside and just get up and go. I'm really letting it affect me, and that's not good. So I need to talk to my therapist. There's just a lot going on, but I just wanted to update you guys. Sorry, you're talking to my wall. But yeah. So I didn't get to get in with my therapist. I don't know what happened. So I use a lot of the voice text on my phone. I think it's great. And I, thought I was texting her. Siri was talking back to me. And then maybe like an hour or so go by, and I realized that my therapist, a couple hours went by, and I realized she didn't say anything to me. And I know, she's busy, she has a lot of clients, so I wasn't expecting an answer right away, but like hours went by, and I'm like, let me look at the text message, make sure it went through. And there was no text of what I said. So I'm like, well, who the hell did I text that to? And I was looking at other text messages, and it wasn't in anybody else's thread. So I'm like, well, where the hell did that message go? Like, Siri, who did you send my message to? Whoever got it, sorry. They probably look like, who the heck is this? But so I'll have to, I did reach out. No, I did reach out to her yesterday and resent the message. I just typed it in this time. And so I'm going to try to set something up with her. But, guys, I'm like almost 24 minutes from having to clock in. I just dropped Amara off. And I'm headed back towards the house. Because I started back work today. Like, I feel like I just told y'all that I was on a leave of absence. And now I'm going back. I prayed to the high heavens, to the universe, to whoever is willing to listen last night. And I said, please, Carisha, please. If not for nothing, if I could at least just go back to my original department, which is staffing, okay, and I feel like I have explained this, but I don't know. So I work for a healthcare, I guess you could say, we're like a third party that works with home healthcare companies and insurance. Our main insurance provider is Blue Cross Blue Shield. And what I do is, when I first started 2 years ago, I was in the staffing department. And basically what I did was I would coordinate home health care. So we would get referrals, whether it was from your primary care physician, if it was from a skilled nursing facility. Well, not skilled. We do skilled nursing, but I wasn't in that. This a specific department who handles skilled nursing. But it was... why can I not think? Primary care physician, if you were just coming from the hospital, like if you had surgery, if you had an accident, whatever the case may be, and you need home health care, you needed physical therapy, you needed nursing for wound care, you needed occupational therapy, you needed speech therapy, we did pediatric patients. So if you needed home health care, if you needed a home health clinician to come out to your house or wherever you stayed, for any reason, I would coordinate that, right? And so it was fine. It was a fairly easy job. And then before I left, they put me like maybe a month or maybe 3 weeks to a month. They had put me into the phone intake. Phone intake is the first person of contact. So if the hospital wants to send us a referral, if the primary care physician wants to send us a referral, if the home health care company wants to send us a referral, phone intake would be the first person of contact. And they would take the information from the nurses, the doctor's office, the discharge facility. They would take all the patient's information, who they're, if they have access to their primary doctor, their information, their insurance information, the codes that they, there's HCPCS codes and CPT codes and stuff that we utilize to set up everything, right? So phone intake is the primary person you speak with to set up the referral, right? Whereas when I was in staffing, I was just getting the referrals, so that was already set up. So now I'm on the opposite end, so I'm now having to set up the referrals. And it's just, okay, first of all, you dive your ass right in front of me and then you go slow. And I knew what they were doing when they started training us. Let me tell you something. Anytime a job starts to train you on different departments, just be aware that there's some things going on. It's not just because they want you to be skilled in everything. It's because they want to be able to utilize you in everything. Don't get it fooled. So I knew when they started picking some of us to be trained in those different departments, I knew something was up. And maybe a couple weeks, like I said, before I left, they switched me over permanently to phone intake. I was pissed. They were a lot more micromanaging. They put me in a different team chat. That team chat popped off like nobody. Listen, I'm one of those work from home girlies where I put my team chat on silent. I put the little silent bell. I don't want to hear that stuff popping off all the time. It's so annoying. I like to be, even when I'm in an office, give me my work and leave me alone. I don't need all the extra. I don't want to talk to half of y'all. just let me work, right? And I mean, I would keep the screen up, right? I would keep the teams up so I can see when a chat comes in, but I don't want to hear that in my ear. And baby, if I would have had the noise on to all of that in that new chat, it would have just bing, 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 bing. I would have went, it would have just drove me nuts. So, that was one thing I noticed. I'm like, my God, this is finna irritate me already. I was just so irritated as soon as I moved to that department. Just the difference in being in the staffing department is you're not on the phone it's more outbound. It's definitely more outbound because I am calling the different home health agencies. I would call the primary care physician, or I would call the discharge facility if I needed to, if I had any questions about exactly what they want for the patient, what's needed, if this happened, if this didn't happen, if they do need this service, if they don't. So it was more outbound calls than inbound calls. With phone intake, it's a bunch of inbound calls, and you have to be unavailable at all times. I do not like inbound calls. I don't like to be on the phone at all. But if I do, I'd rather have an outbound type of position. And that's initially what I signed up for. So, and then just when I discovered those issues, I talked to my supervisor and I said, I can't do this. Can I go back to staffing? And she, of course, I think I told you guys this. She, of course, talked to her supervisor. So now they want to have a meeting. That's when I wasn't too fond of the manager, which is my supervisor, because the way she spoke to me, it was just a very direct, derogatory, why can I not say the word, derogatory tone. And I just didn't like it. It didn't make me feel comfortable. And I just felt like I had no way out. And here's the thing. I'm not a person that quits. I'm not a person that just stumps around and just have a temper tantrum. No. Even if it's something I don't want to do, it is what it is. However, I know my limits and I know me. And I don't think it's nothing wrong when you know who you are, you know the type of person you are, you know what you will and will not accept, or you know what's going to make you uncomfortable, you foresee that, it's best for you to get out that situation. And I'm a type of person where I know and foresee this is not going to work. If this is how y'all act, if this is what y'all do over here, it's not going to work with me. Micromanaging is never a thing for me. And I don't need you all in my ass. I don't need you all on my calls. I don't need you sniffing around I don't need you. That's intimidation in my opinion. I don't need you doing that. I don't work like that. My work ethics are fine being left alone. And I understand people say, well, they got a job to do as well as supervisors. I don't care. Fine, you can supervise. Don't bother me. So I just knew it wasn't going to work. And so I say all of that to say, I hope and pray that the gods hear me, and the least, since I couldn't get another job and I have to come back here, I pray that they put me in a different department. I pray they put me back in staffing. But I just pray it's a different department where I'm going to be a little bit happier than where I'm at. I hope that, because listen, some stuff I forgot. Some software I forgot. Some of the things that we needed to use, I forgot. So I hope they don't expect me to get in here, log on, and then get straight to the phones. I'm not doing it. Because that's what they want you to do. As soon as you come in and log in, you have to go right into available. It don't matter if you don't have all of your systems up. You need to be in available at your time that you start. That's not going to happen today. I need to figure out what systems. I got to make sure you guys have access again, because since I've been gone, they don't give you access anymore. So I need to make sure passwords work. I need to maybe change my password again. It's just so much. So I just pray that if anybody loves me in the universe, that the least is that I can just be in a different department, because I don't have the patience. I'm trying not to walk in here with an attitude, because I know if you already set the tone, then that's what it's going to be. I'm trying not to have a bad attitude. But listen, again, when you know, you just know. When you are fed up, you just fed up. When you just know that this is how someone or a company is, and there's really no changing that. The only way that things can be changed is if you remove yourself, and the fact that I don't have the option to remove myself right now is what's frustrating. I don't like to feel held in a space or in a place that I can't get out of, right? Wish me luck, y'all. I'll check in a few hours and let you know if I'm still alive and I'm making it. Grocery haul time. I have not done one of these in a long time. I am off of work. It is 5:41. I got off about, my job is Eastern Standard Time. So for them, I work 8:30 to 5, but for me in Central Time, I work 7:30 to 4. So technically I just got off an hour and 42 minutes ago. So I will update you guys on my first day back in a second. Don't worry. But I just want to show you what I got from Walmart. Now, I don't know if you guys have done the Walmart pickup, but honey, ever since I discovered that it's free and it avoids me from walking my ass around in the store, I'm on it, okay? So I placed a pickup order last night, and I picked it up when I got off, or actually when I just dropped dropped Josiah off at work. So I'm gonna show you what I got. I got some juice here. I got 2 things of ground beef. I got some bread, eggs. I'm starting to buy a lot of fruit and the bigger fruit. When it was just me and Amara, I would buy like the smallest size. I think this is 2 pounds. And I usually would buy, 2 pounds. I usually would buy the 1 pound because it was just me and her, but Josiah is starting to eat more fruit, which is good. So I tend to buy the 2 pounds. I buy strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. Sometimes I buy, there's blackberries and blueberries. And I also sometimes buy raspberries. I have been on this thing of watermelon and seasoned salt, but they didn't have no watermelon. And then sometimes I would buy cantaloupe, and I don't think they had cantaloupe either. Or maybe I just wasn't in the mood, but they definitely didn't have any watermelon, which kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. My favorite coffee creamer is the sugar cookie. And I bought some peaches because I got some cinnamon rolls in there that I don't know how it opened, but it's open, and because the air is getting to it is making the dough hard. So, and I'm not gonna waste my cinnamon rolls. So I'm gonna make some, which I don't think I did on this channel. It's only on, okay, my bad. I'm so sick and tired of these people calling me these random numbers about loans and stuff. Like, no, I don't wanna, you qualify for this loan. No, stop calling me. Anyway, I think I did it on my socials, but I have not did it on here. It's peach cobbler cinnamon rolls. The very first time I made those were bomb. Very, very easy. If I remember, I'll take you guys through it in a second. But it's very good, very, very easy. And then I got me some ice cream. It's just been my favorite ice cream for a while now. And then Josiah wanted some hot and spicy Cheez-Its. Amara wants to start making some sandwiches. She wants to start taking a lunch to daycare. So I got her some chips. I did buy the little fruit juices, but it's in the car. And I got some wipes, and we use wipes around here for you know what. Got the kids some cereal, and Josiah wanted some oatmeal and fruit snacks, chips, and that's pretty much it. Okay, guys, so I think that I have finally come to grips with what you thought I was pregnant. No, girl, I'm just fat. I think I finally came to grips with understanding. I may need to lose just a little bit of weight. My back hurts. My back has been hurting for a long time, but it's right here. I don't have like back problems up here. It's just right here in that crease. Ladies, you know what that crease is. And I thought it was because my butt may be too big, because you know she do got a rump back there. But I think, and I'm sure the doctor is going to say that because my stomach is protruding so much, it's the weight of it is down and it's putting a lot of strain on my back. So your girl gained just a little bit of weight. But no, I really do. I need to get into the gym because, now listen, okay? Because if in any case anybody clips this or whatever the case may be, You know, I do talk on my other channel, Monet's Curvy Closet, about, you know, being plus size and dating and being proud. This is not to say I'm not proud of being a big girl. This is not to say that I am insecure, you know, so to speak. There are moments where I have my insecurities about certain things, but overall, I'm not ashamed, you know, like I have fat. To me, when you are a different type of person, it's not an excuse or anything like that. It's just when you are a different type of person and people still care for you, still support you, still love you, still are interested in you, I think you stand out more than being a regular Instagram model with a flat stomach, big butt, big boobs, and they all look alike with bust down hair. Like, that's not me. That's not my stance. That's not how I was built. So I like being a big girl, but can I stand to lose some pounds and be a little bit more shapely and be a little bit more fit? Absolutely. And so I need to start doing that sooner than later. If this depression just allows me to get the hell up and do so, I will. But anyway, back at the task at hand. I put up the groceries and I want to show you guys really quick how to make the peach cobbler cinnamon rolls. Okay, very easy. It's pretty much the same ingredients that you would put in regular peach cobbler. You can get some cinnamon rolls at Aldi's, Walmart, whatever. This is the great value kind. I usually like to get the bigger ones. Is it Pillsbury brand? But it's the grand size. So this is the ones I'm going to use. But you see how it's already open? I don't know who did that. My daughter says it wasn't her. We're just going to go with it. So I don't know. But I'm going to put it in this pan. I did not put any like grease, non-stick grease or anything in the pan. No, Mama, you need to finish those clothes. But this is what, you know, it could look like. But I'm going to put that to the side and mix the peaches together. Really simple. Hold on. And to be honest, this is actually a really good snack if you just want to make this mixture for the peaches and that's it. Like, eat it like this. It's real sugary and sweet if you like that kind of stuff. I know my head is cut off, but whatever. And my boobs look lopsided. I got the no sugar added peaches, but it's the Great Value brand. It doesn't have to be no sugar. You grab whatever you want. I just grabbed what was on sale. And I do drain the peaches. So I'm draining all the juice out. I drain the juice because as it cooks, and you're going to also put, which I'll show you in a second, you also going to put whipping cream in at the bottom to help it rise. Or at least that's what they told me that means. I don't know. I'm not a baker. Or maybe it's the cornstarch that makes it. No, this thickens the sauce. Okay. So maybe I don't know, whatever. But as it starts to rise and cook, it becomes juicy. And you don't want to have a big bunch of soupy bread, like a soupy cinnamon roll, because it's so much juice. So instead of the cinnamon rolls being nice and fluffy, it's drowned in a bunch of juice. So I try to drain it as much as possible. It's still going to make some of its juices, its natural juices in it, but all the extra juice I kind of drain out of there. It doesn't matter how many peaches you want to use. You can use 2 cans, 3 cans. I use 3 because I have 8 cinnamon rolls. So I try to get enough to cover everything. Now, if you follow the link that I'm going to put in the description box, then you can follow the exact measurements, because I've made this like maybe 6 times. I kind of just do it by, not by ear, but I just know put a little bit of everything or just sight see. The only thing I do kind of measure a little bit is the cornstarch. Because I don't want to put that much in there. I'm going to take, this is 1 teaspoon. I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. Oh shit. Put it in there. And that's it. And then the other ingredients are nutmeg, cinnamon roll, cinnamon, oh damn, ground cinnamon, Jesus. And some brown sugar. This is nutmeg. I'm just only gonna put a little bit in here. Not a very whole lot. Just put some to your liking. I tend to put more cinnamon, of course, because that's not gonna hurt. I mean, it's peach cobbler. And then I put maybe I got a big spoon, so maybe 1 to 2 scoops of brown sugar. And that's it. That's it. And we're gonna whip it up, and you know, just whip it up to your liking, to your tasting before you pour it over. And this is how it's gonna look. But this is also a good snack, y'all. Like, if you just wanna make some peaches, put it in the refrigerator and just eat it as a nice like sugar snack. Not a sugar snack, like a sweet snack. And then the syrup, all of the ingredients you put in here, the peaches is still making its own juice. Like, look, even though I drained it out, hold on, let me see. Can y'all see that at the bottom? You see that? So it still has juice in it. So I didn't pour it out dry where there's like no juice and flavoring. So this is the whipped cream, and I'm just gonna pour a little. I didn't put a whole lot because again, I don't want it to take over and drown out my cinnamon rolls. And then instead of me pouring in all of the peaches, because see, it still made a lot of juice. I don't want my stuff to be soupy. I don't want my cinnamon rolls to be soupy. So I'm trying to leave as much, I'm trying to not leave as much juice as possible. So I'm gonna scoop in the peaches. Okay, so I know it looks weird. Don't judge it. But this is what it looks like. And I'm going to put it in the oven, and I will check back in with you guys once it is done, and also show you guys what I made for dinner, because I think it's gonna be good. But we'll be back. I don't understand what is with you and your brother. Y'all just don't like to clean up after yourselves. Y'all make a mess and walk away like I'm supposed to be the maid to clean it. Push that down in there before that happens. These kids are just, oh my God, they just act like somebody's supposed to clean up behind them. Like, clean up your mess. I told you I told your brother, I'm just gonna go 1 week without touching anything. I'm not gonna clean nothing. I'm not gonna wash nothing. And I wanna see how y'all live in y'all home dirty. Maybe that'll make y'all clean up.
You know it's recording.
I know. Did you fart?
No.
Anyway, I forgot that quick that I was supposed to tell you guys what happened. So, today the beginning started a little rough. So they want you to, which I think I said earlier in one of the clips, they want you to send your approval, your release to work, or whatever you want to call it, from your doctor a couple days in advance, so they can get all of your systems, up and running and give you back access. I did that. I sent it to them on the 12th. June 12th. And I got a email back from HR stating, okay, it's confirmed, yada, yada, yada. And they sent it to my supervisor. So I was having a little bit of trouble remembering my password, but finally got into there. And then I noticed that I didn't have access to Teams, really. And they had removed me from the main chat, the chat I told you guys that was making all this kind of noise. I was like, usually when they remove people from a chat, it's because that person either no longer works there or that person is no longer a part of that department. At first, I was like, okay, maybe it's because of my access. I don't have full access. It kept shutting, the Teams kept shutting off and coming back on and stuff. So I couldn't click on anything. So I'm like, okay, do I not have full access or what's going on? And then I think I seen something on there, like a message, and it was to staffing. And usually when you are a part of a department, they add you to a thread, right, of the other department that you're going to be in. So I thought they added me to a thread of staffing. Remember I told you I wanted to go back to staffing. I was like, wait a minute, could it be? Am I no longer in this department anymore? I mean, they took me out. Like, it says so-and-so removed Simone. There's like 4 people they removed. I was like, Like, did they already fill my position? They put me somewhere else? And so I went into ADP, which is like a clock-in system. And it shows you like your profile, which is your picture, your name, your position of the company, yada, yada, and who you report to. My supervisor was the same person. I was like, maybe they didn't change it yet. My supervisor, she wasn't in at the time that I started today. So I'm just like, what is going on? I didn't know who to reach out to. My company is very much, they direct you to the people that handles things and really don't want to get involved. Which I get, you don't want to take on other responsibility if it has nothing to do with you. But if somebody is coming to you out of desperation and they have no guidance, like the least you can do is kind of help them. But me having that thought process, I'm like, I don't want to reach out. I wanted to reach out to my old supervisor, but I don't want to reach out to her because I wanted to say, hey, I don't know who to reach out to. My supervisor is not here. My supervisor's supervisor, was she there at the time? I think she was like in a away status at the time. I couldn't say anything in the main chat because they took me out. So I didn't know who to reach out to say, hey, what am I doing? Like, I don't really have access. What's going on? Am I not in this department anymore? But I didn't have nobody to reach out to. So, and I couldn't type in Teams. So I called, I emailed. I was able to email through my work email. So I emailed my supervisor's supervisor, the lady I don't like. I emailed her and she emailed me back. And she emailed me back with an attachment. I'm like, there's finna be some mess. They finna try to tell me I need to do something. I just know it. So she asked me to call her. So I called her and she said, we don't show that we received your release to work. Did you send that in? I said, yeah. I said, I sent that in like days ago. And so she's like, oh, we didn't receive. She's like, so you have to take that paper that I attached to the email and take it to your doctor and have them fill it out. I said, wait, what? Mind you, I'm already clocked in. I've already clocked in. I'm like, what? I said, wait a minute. And the form was with the same information that of the form that I sent in before. It was just maybe the layout was different, but it's the same information. It's who your doctor is, their information, when the date that you approved them, are there any restrictions? Like, it's the same information, just on a different template, right? So I'm just like, wait a minute. I'm not finna, if I go to my doctor, I'm clocking out and I'm not coming back today. Like, what are y'all talking about? I told her, I said, wait a minute. So even though I've already sent in a letter from my doctor approving me to come back to work and confirming that I'm starting work today, you still want me to take this paper and give them this form? She was like, yes, because we haven't received where you have submitted the paperwork so that we can get your systems up and running. I said, okay. And I said it just like that. When I tell you, when a black woman just closed her eyes, put her head back and just be like, okay. And she exhaled like that, she's over it, she's tired. And in about 2.5 seconds, she's about to get riled up. And I was just like, I'm thinking to myself, like, are you serious? So I'm frustrated. I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? That's dumb. You basically sending me the same form. I sent this. What are you talking about? So I said, I'm not doing this. So I called the HR lady. I said, hey, so-and-so, I'm trying to get access. She's like, oh, hey, Simone. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to get access, to my computer and stuff, get, information or whatever. And my supervisor, well, I didn't say my supervisor, but I said the lady's name. She knew who I was talking about. And I said, she's telling me that I need to get a work release form filled out. She's like, no, we already got that. I said, I know. She's like, yeah, your supervisor already got it. She's like, let me make sure. She's like, yeah, we sent this to her on the 12th. She's like, they have to, I forgot what they called it, but they have to go through a process and, you know, give me access back. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, so I don't know why she's telling me to take this form. She's like, no, we got everything in the system for you. You come back today. She's like, let me go ahead and email her. So she emailed her right when I get off the phone with her. My supervisor called me back. Yeah, what happened was they sent the letter, they sent the information to your supervisor, but they didn't CC me, so I didn't get it. Oh, that's okay. Instantly irritated. I said, see, this is why I need to go. The coordination around here, lack thereof, the communication, I need to go. I can't. So after that, she was like, well, hold tight. Let me just, you know, do what I need to do. And I'm gonna get back in touch with you. I'm gonna get you access, da. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm sitting there and I'm just looking. I had like 400 something emails. So I'm just going through the emails and stuff. I pretty much know what they're going to tell me, you know, just go through, I had to do my compliances and then just go through emails and stuff and go over job aids that, you know, just to refresh my mind and stuff. So I knew that's what made sense for me to do for the first day. So that's what I ended up doing. My supervisor ended up coming in later. I guess she's been off for a week. So she ended up coming in later. And that was pretty much what I was doing, was just computer work, just catching up on emails and trying to refresh my memory. So that was it. I wasn't on the phone. I wasn't dealing with any patients or anything like that. Tomorrow, hopefully they give me another day, because I got through like 90% of my emails. I deleted what I wasn't needed, and I marked what I wanted to go back over, which is like maybe 20 something emails left of what I want to reread. So, and then just do my refresher of certain things and systems. So I'm not ready to get back, you know, to talking to the doctors and patients. I don't really talk to patients, but the doctor's office and stuff like that. Not doctor's office. I meant, the people I talk to. Child, I'm tired. I am not ready to do that yet, because I don't remember the greeting when we first pick up the phone. I'm sure once I see it. Oh, and then I have noticed that we have added on new clientele. So now I have to refresh my mind with how that process works, what we no longer take over anymore, what we no longer do, what we now do take. So yeah, they definitely added more things to do. So not only do I have to refresh my mind from my job, from, you know, what I normally do, I now have to learn this new clientele or clientele people, you know, I sound like a fucking fool. Y'all know what I mean. New folks, they want to add to the shit. I feel like I'm just talking in circles. But anyway, it was chill physically. Mentally, it was just like, I do not want to do this. I do not want to do this. That's all I kept thinking was, I even said to myself, even if we got all this information, they added all this new clientele, and they gave us time to acquaint ourselves with this information, and wasn't so quick to reprimand us if we messed up the first time, right? Even if they gave us grace, then I probably could handle the job. But because they don't give you grace, and it's you mess up, you out, or you mess up, you written up. I think I told you, I don't know if I did, but before I left, when we added on the Blue Cross Blue Shield Tennessee, and it was, they looked over my phone call, and because it was very gray, it was a very gray area, but they still marked me for how I didn't answer a question or something. And I should have went back to the job aid, which is a template or whatever of information. Mind you, we just started this. We just learned this, and they marked me. So I technically already have a write-up. So I'm just like, I think that's what also sent me over the edge. I was like, okay, I gotta go. So that was that. I'm still going to be on the hunt because I don't see myself lasting here. Not with how they do things. I don't see myself lasting here. So I need to find something ASAP. I want to find something before I move. It would make sense to wait until I move so I'm already settled in my apartment and can be able to settle my work home equipment better, but I can't last until August here. There's no way. There's no way. I'd be blessed if I last until the end of this month. And I don't want to jinx myself. I don't want to put that into the universe. I really don't. What I want to put into the universe is a great, great, great paying job with great amounts of money and benefits. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, I've rambled. I think my cinnamon rolls are still cooking. I'm about to hop in the shower and I will show you guys what I cooked. And then also by the time that happens, the cinnamon rolls should be done. I hope they turn out right so I can show y'all. Because if not, I'm going to be upset. Okay, so I have not gotten in the shower yet, but this is what I wanted to show you guys. It's not turning out. I don't know what I did the very, very first time that it came out perfectly. Ever since, it just not came out right. You see how soupy it is? It's just, I don't know if maybe I should have put the peaches like on the side of the, like in the crevices of the cinnamon rolls and not directly on top, because I guess the weight of the peaches and the juices is making, you see how soggy it looks? So I'm going to take the peaches out because I really want to eat this and I'm not going to waste my food. I'm going to take the peaches out and just have the cinnamon rolls cook. I'll be right back. Okay, so I took most of the peaches off. You see how soggy? Oh, this is making me so upset because I really want to eat this. But maybe if I put it in the oven like this, it'll cook these cinnamon rolls. Also, I was thinking too, I don't know if it said it in the directions, but I know when I used to make regular peach cobbler, I do put the peaches in by itself. So I mix all the ingredients in and I put the peach cobblers in there for about 10 minutes first before I put it in the crust and stuff. So maybe that's something I missed the very first time because I've not been able to get it right. I know this looks gross, but we're gonna make this work because I'm about to eat this, okay? I'll be back once again. Okay, so they are a lot better. Still did not turn out the way that I wanted to, but I'm gonna post a video of when I first made it. I looked back and I think what the problem was is I put the peaches, like I just said in the last clip, I put the peaches directly on top instead of putting it in the pockets and around to allow the cinnamon roll to fluff up. You'll see in the video that you should be watching right now, where the cinnamon rolls kind of came through the peaches and still was able to fluff, if that makes sense. So if that ain't the trick, I don't know what else then, because I've wrecked my brain on trying to figure out how to get this. I know this looks so nasty, I know, but I'm telling y'all it's really good. I'm going to put this over it. Hold on one moment. I know this does not look appealing, y'all. I know. I'm sorry. It looks like a sloppy mess. I know, but I promise you, the stuff that looks ugly.
She is a good cooker. She's a good cooker.
Thanks, Mama. The ugliest stuff be the stuff that
But guys, guess what I got?
Tastes good.
Guess what I got on the weekend, guys.
I told them about your Barbie cup already. Yeah, so now you don't have to have mine all day, right? Okay, so this is what I'm about to eat for dinner. Very, very simple. For the last like 2 months, I've been on this smothered potato kick. Smothered potatoes, which I know is not good for me, but I love a good smothered potato. And I wanted some kind of steak on top, and I forgot I had this steak fajita mix. Got it from Walmart. So mixed all of this, the vegetables, all of that was in the bag. So made that, put it in a pan, got that a little hot, put it right on top of those potatoes, and I'm about to go to town, honey. All right, guys, this should be the end of the vlog. I took my thing off my head, so I'm not turning the camera because you're not gonna look at me.
I'm thinking you were made for me.